Start this noon with the historic conviction of Donald Trump. The former president spoke just moments ago from Trump Tower in Midtown. He is the first former American president to be convicted of a crime, found guilty on 34 felony charges in a scheme to illegally influence the 2016 election by falsifying business records to cover a hush money payment to Stormy Daniels. Sentencing is slated for July 11th. We have our team of reporters covering every development. Let's start with CBS 2's Alice Gaynor. She is live at Trump Tower where the former president just spoke. Alice.
Mary, the former president spoke for just over 30 minutes. He did not take any questions from the press on his way out. I tried asking him if he was worried about sentencing day, which, as you mentioned, is July 11th at 10 a.m. He is still under that limited gag order, which prevents him from talking about the jury and witnesses. He did, however, reference Michael Cohen, though he did not mention him by name. He also, by name, spoke about defense attorney Robert Costello. He was a witness called by the defense team. He talked about him at length. It is worth noting he did not speak about the jury of his peers who voted to convict him.
So we have a judge who's highly conflicted. You know what the confliction is. Nobody wants to write about it, and I'm not allowed to talk about it. If I do, he said, I get put in jail. So we'll play that game a little bit longer. We won't talk about it, but you're allowed to talk about it. I hope you do, because there's never been anybody so conflicted as this. As far as the trial itself, it was very unfair.
So he railed against the judge. He railed against the Manhattan DA. We heard a lot of the same comments he would typically make in the courtroom hallway each morning and each afternoon as he exited the courthouse. Out of view here, defense attorney Todd Blanche was here. He did not speak at all to cameras. Mary?
Alice Gaynor live from Trump Tower for us. Alice, thank you. And how will former President Trump's conviction affect his presidential campaign? CBS 2 political reporter Marcia Kramer is here with more on all of this. Marcia.
Well, I think that what he's trying to do is get out from under this conviction and convince people that he's actually what I call the Teflon Don. And what he did, he gave us a little taste, rather, of what he wanted to do in the campaign. He hit a couple of issues. Number one, he said that the Democrats would want to increase your taxes 4 times, which, of course, I'm not sure that's actually true. He also said that they want to take away your cars, and he went on a long discussion of what was going on at the border, the number of migrants coming into the country, and he especially was making allegations that a number of terrorists have come into the country at the border, and this is a cause for concern. So he's giving us a taste of what he wants to do in the campaign, but I think that, in fairness, we should point out that Joe Biden also has an idea of what he wants to do in the campaign, including talking about Donald Trump's efforts to overturn Roe v. Wade by appointing a conservative panel. One of the things I need to tell you, though, is that during his talk today, he talked about how he's getting all kinds of campaign money as a result of his conviction. He said in 10 hours, he had raised $39 million in what he called small donor contributions. He also talked about a new poll he said he read in the Daily Mail, which said that he's up by 10 points.
3, 2, 1.
And now the big question is going to be what we will hear in the debate and how big a position this conviction will take.
Well, I think that what you have to wait and see is how the Biden campaign decides to deal with this conviction. Obviously, they want to hone in on the fact that this would be a man, if elected, who would be a convicted felon. But so far, they've tread sort of lightly on that, and I think they're concentrating on going to the swing states and trying to convince swing state voters that they should switch their allegiance, the Republicans, from Trump to Biden.
All right, Marcia Kramer, thank you so much. And now to CBS 2's Elijah Westbrook, continuing our team coverage from outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where the guilty verdict was handed down.
Good afternoon. Well, the guilty verdict means that Donald Trump is still able to run for president, but now as a convicted felon. Trump says he plans to appeal the decision, but it comes at an uncertain chapter in his campaign. Chopper 2 Friday morning hovering above Trump Tower in Midtown, where the former president slept overnight following a guilty verdict in the so-called hush money case. Taking just 2 days, the jury unanimously agreed that Trump is guilty on all 34 counts for illegally falsifying business records to cover up a $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial.
The prosecution's star witness, Trump fixer Michael Cohen, gave crucial testimony that directly implicated Trump in falsifying the payment. Daniels also took her turn on the stand that at times was tawdry. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, who brought this historic case, spoke Thursday night, saying Trump had been treated like any other defendant.
Our job is to follow the facts and the law without fear or favor. And that's exactly what we did here. And the only voice that matters is the voice of the jury, and the jury has spoken.
Trump's sentencing is set for July 11th at 10 a.m., just days before Republicans are expected to formally nominate him for president. Now, Trump could face anything from probation to prison time, although legal experts we talked to say it's highly unlikely we could see the former president behind bars. Reporting here in Lower Manhattan, Elijah Westbrook, CBS 2 News.
And stay with CBS 2 for continuing coverage. We'll have more analysis and reaction to the guilty verdict on our website at cbsnewyork.com and streaming on CBS News New York.